So Amir Khan and Terence Crawford, that fight is happening later on this month. And in the build up to the fight, Amir Khan has been, vocal, as he always is, about his opponents and saying, when he beats Crawford, he'll be pound for pound number one, which is something we've got used to hearing from Amir Khan now at this stage. He was saying it when he was, getting ready to fight Canelo, and he's saying it now. But he's also been, kind of having a go at Terence Crawford about the level of opponents that Crawford's fought. And Amir Khan has given interviews to TMZ Sports, okay? And Amir Khan has come out and just basically said that, Crawford, who has he fought? He's fought nobody, and, my resume is much better. And I'm going to quote Amir Khan here. It says, look at my resume, Excuse me. Look at the people I've beaten. My resume is a lot better than Terence Crawford. I fought better opponents, beaten better opponents. Okay, fine, he's unbeaten. But I'm sure I would be unbeaten if I fought all the guys he did. That's what Amir Khan told TMZ Sport. Now, Terence Crawford obviously reacted to those comments that Amir Khan made, and pointed something out. Now, I knew this myself, and I'm sure most people knew it, but for those who don't, I'm going to read what Terence Crawford says. I think he's just blown smoke up his ass to try and hype himself up. We have a mutual opponent that we both faced, and he knocked Amir Khan out. He wouldn't be undefeated if he fought everybody I fought, I should say. Amir Khan is in the way of what I'm trying to accomplish. I can't let him put a roadblock in the middle of me accomplishing what I really want to accomplish in the welterweight division, and that's become undisputed. Now, those are the words of both Terence Crawford and Amir Khan. And for those who don't know, yes, Amir Khan and Terence Crawford do have one opponent they've each fought, which was Bradis Prescott. And Amir Khan fought Bradis Prescott in 2008, I think it was. And he got knocked out in the first round. It was the first loss of Amir Khan's career. I think he was knocked out in less than a minute. And we knew Amir Khan at that stage had chin issues. He'd been dropped a couple of times, even in the amateurs. But that was a fight where he was really flattened. And that was back down at 135 pounds. And Terence Crawford, I believe he fought him, I think it might have been at lightweight. And I think Terence Crawford beat Prescott on points. Now, at the end of that article on Boxing Scene that I was reading, it did state that when Khan fought Prescott, Prescott was unbeaten, and when Crawford fought him, he had a couple of losses. I really don't think it would have made much of a difference. I think if Terence Crawford had fought an unbeaten Bradis Prescott, he still would have beaten him. Terence Crawford is just leagues above your Bradis Prescotts of the world. Coming into this fight, I really am looking forward to this fight now, I have to say. I think that Amir Khan, as always, he's just one of them fighters you just can never take your eyes off. He's like a David Price. Although I think Amir Khan is maybe a little bit more entertaining because just some of the things he comes out with. Like, he has been making excuse after excuse after excuse as to why he's not fought Kell Brook. And then he'll come out in an interview and say, I think Brook's ducking me. He's just brilliant. I have to say, he can be annoying, Amir Khan, but it's just so funny, some of the things he comes out with. And this again, we have commented, if I'd have fought all the opponents, I'd be undefeated. And he got knocked out by one of the common opponents. That's Amir Khan in a nutshell. Let's just look at some of the opponents Amir Khan has on his resume and say, if they had fought Crawford, how would they have got on? We'll say Marcus Maidana. If he fought Crawford at 140, I think Crawford, it would have been a decent fight, but I still think Crawford would have beat Maidana. I mean, Devon Alexander beat Marcus Maidana way more convincingly than Amir Khan did. I don't think Devon Alexander lost a round in that fight. Who else do we have on Amir Khan? We've got Danny Garcia. Okay, fair enough. Alright, we won't use that. Amir Khan lost that fight, so we won't use that. We'll use Lamont Peterson. Yeah, I think Terence Crawford would have beat Peterson. And Amir Khan's been saying stuff like, he'll be too big for Terence Crawford, this, that and the other. Well, Amir Khan's not the biggest welterweight in the world. He's come up, like Crawford, he's come up from lightweight, through the weights, up to 147. And, Crawford's fought bigger guys than Amir Khan. He fought Jeff Horn. Jeff Horn's a big welterweight. I don't think he fights welterweight anymore. I know his last fight, even though it was a catchweight, was a middleweight fight. So, Terence Crawford fought more than his fair share of big guys. So, I don't think that the size of Amir Khan will play any factor in this fight. I think they'll be equally as big on the night come the end of April. I think it's going to come down to skill. And I think that Terence Crawford, even though Amir Khan is skilled, I think that Terence Crawford is just more skilled, and I don't think he's the biggest puncher at 147, but I definitely think he hits hard enough to bother Amir Khan. And, I see nothing other than the Terence Crawford win. Could Amir Khan pull an upset? I don't doubt that he could, but I couldn't see it myself personally. But it'd be interesting to see. I'm really looking forward. This is one of the fights that I'm definitely going to stay up for, and I'm definitely going to immediately do a video after, because fights like this and fights like Fury Wilder, fights like that are just ones that I really love watching, kind of because they just, I don't know, something about them just kind of makes me want to watch them. And I would gladly do an all-nighter just to watch these fights, so I'll be definitely tuning into this fight when it happens. And as I said, I expect Terence Crawford to win the fight, but it's going to be an interesting fight while it lasts, because I don't think it'll go to 12 rounds. So anyway, those are my thoughts on this. Leave your thoughts down below. Are other people looking forward to this fight? And if so, who do you think will win the fight? As I've said, I'll be going with Terence Crawford. But who do you have? Who do other people think will win the fight? As always, leave it down below. As always, thanks again for dropping by the channel. Please like the video, share it if you found it useful. If you like this channel, please hit subscribe. And as always, I will talk to you after.